So folks, you catch me at home in the man cave. Excuse the flash. Look at our pressure gauge off our compressor. This is a little job I thought I can take this home with me and do this. So let's try and fix this thing. I did notice on the early video that needle was on the gauge. Since I moved it outside today to pressure wash it, needles come off. And yeah, it's came off. We're going to try and pull this to bits and see if we can get that needle back on and maybe clean this thing up a bit. Of course, it's a bit manky at the minute. So let's see what we can do with it. Roll the credits. Welcome to the man cave. Let the games begin. Wow, this is, what do you think this is? Rock climbers. Locomotives. Lots of rolling stock. And if we zoom out, you will see a complete layout. If you guys would like to see this, I'm sneaking it into an engine video just to give you a little taster. I haven't ran this set since last winter, so this has all been sitting about, 7 or 8 months, not even been switched on. I'm going to turn it on in a minute and do a video. We might have to do some track cleaning, we might get a spluttery train that stops. If you guys are interested in this, go over to my other channel, Man Cave on Trains, and I will post the video up there. I'm not going to put it on this channel because I don't want to lose subscribers, upset people, because I know model trains aren't for everybody. So I just want to sneak this 1 minute session into an engine video just so you get a preview of my train layout. Right. See you hopefully on the other channel. If not, keep watching. We're going to be doing some more engine work. See you in a bit. Ha. Well, for a start, we're going to try and get this thing to pieces. Now, do that glass pop out the front of that? Or, because there's our needle in there. I think we've got to start with taking these screws out, see if the back comes off and see if this glass will come out, or do we have to have that out first? Let's get a pick tool and just see if that glass comes out. Oh, I don't want to scratch it. Right, let's get these screws out first and see if that tells us anything. So, and what do you think I should do with the compressor? Because I've been asked, am I going to leave it sort of just in that cleaned condition, or am I going to paint it? Well, the truth is, I don't quite know. Right, taking this off hasn't really done a lot. I think that glass has got to come out. I wonder if that'll come out with a pick tool. Oh no, there we go. Right, there's our needle. So it's actually the gauge itself. That's out. The gauge itself, oh look at that, isn't that nice? That's inside our old-fashioned pressure gauge. There's obviously, I'm not going to touch it, but there's obviously a gear in there. And it looks like a little gear, which clearly just works on air pressure. So I'm going to try and clean this dial up. Ah, right, I see. This brass piece is obviously a vacuum, a pressure chamber. So I'm guessing as the pressure builds up, the pressure comes through, fills this chamber up. And oh, I reckon this gate, I reckon this, as that pressurizes, I reckon this changes shape, which pushes or pulls this little wheel, look. See that, look? That must push or pull that little wheel, which gives us our pressure reading. I'm not going to bend it too much in case that's calibrated, but it looks like that pushes or pulls that little wheel, look. So, right, that's cool. Let's see if we can get this cleaned up. Let me get a bit of IPA. No, not the beer. We're talking about isopropyl alcohol. And we'll just see if we can clean that dial up. So we have our IPA, isopropyl alcohol. Very good for cleaning. And we'll get ourselves a little bit of paper towel. Here we go. And we'll give this a little soak. Here we are. And we'll see if this gauge will clean up. I have a feeling that it might. As long as that don't take the writing off. Oh no, that's cleaning up nicely. That is cleaning up nicely without taking the writing off. Here we go. Let's dry it off for this side. Excellent. Let's clean our little needle up. Ain't going to take a lot of cleaning, that, is it? It's black. And it shouldn't really be that dirty in there. And we'll get this back on, if we can, on the naught position. So if we hold it on the naught position, that's up against the little stop. Come on. Which way around did that go? This way. We're up against the stop, we're on the centre. Give him a little push. And it looks like he's gone back on. There we go. Yep, we're going back on. Excellent stuff. So that's that bit done. We're going to see if we can clean this whole bit of manky plastic up. Because as you can see, try and look through that bit of plastic. That's what you can see through that plastic. That's how hazy it's got. I'm holding it over the camera lens. So that is really manky. So let's get some polish and try and clean this piece up. So we have a little bit of rubbing compound. Yeah, that's the stuff I'm going to use. Old as the hills. Father-in-law gave me this. A bit more paper towel. I'm going to get a little bit of water in a tub as well, because that often helps to be wet when you do this. Hasn't come that good, if I'm honest, but this gauge is original and donkey's years old, so we'll have to see how good we can get it. Well, it's come up a bit better. What does it look like over our gauge? Well, it's a bit better. I mean, there's a few marks on it, but this thing's probably made in the 60s, so and it's only plastic, so it's entitled to go a bit dodgy. There we go. That has actually not come too bad. So let's get this gauge, let's get it reassembled, if we can. Right, there's our gauge with the needle back on. I will just wipe this casing out. We've got him cleaned out. So let's see if we can get this gauge back together. That should pop in there, like so. There we go. And can we get our glass back in now? And before we do that, let's attempt to get these screws back in. And then we can see, let me lower you guys down here. Squeaky tripod. There we go. We'll see if we can get these screws back in. There we go. Let's get our, there we go, there's our gauge. Let's get our glass back in. That don't seems like that's fitting at an angle. Should that be at an angle like that? I mean, nothing appears bent, so it must be how that goes. Must be. Right, let's see if this glass will fit back in here. It's gone back in. There we go. It hasn't cleaned it up a lot, but yeah, turn the flash off. It hasn't cleaned it up a lot, but we've got our gauge. Unfortunately, that mark there is really tough. It's like a gouge mark, like something's fell on it over the years, and that's actually dug into the plastic, so we'll never get rid of that. But there you go. There's our original gauge with a make on it. Sherry air compressors. Do you know Sherry? From memory, I shall have to look back at the video. When I had that compressor unit to pieces, and I actually took the end plate off to do the seal, you guys look back as well. Did I see Sherry cast into the connecting rods as well? I believe there was a word cast into the con rods of the actual compressor unit, and I'm sure that said Sherry. I wonder if so, this company made their own gauges for that compressor. They didn't just buy in an old gauge and fit. Right, there you go. A quick 20-minute video. We've sort of got our pressure gauge fixed and cleaned the glass up best we can. I could have cleaned all the body up and sprayed it, but that would look a bit odd if I don't restore the rest of the compressor. So if I decide to paint the rest of the compressor, I'll have this off again and give this a paint up. But I do want your guys' opinion on whether I should leave that compressor now it's been cleaned. Shall I just clean the engine, bolt it on and leave it? Or do you reckon that need to be stripped and painted? I somehow am favouring the idea of leaving it looking old and original. But if you guys think that needs, you know, sanding back and painting, maybe spray it, we can do that. but that'll maybe look too new then, maybe look too fake. It'll still look its age if I keep all the original patina on the engine and the compressor. Because that diesel engine you guys voted to keep on there actually looks really good on there. It actually matches it and looks like it actually belongs. So yeah, that's good. Thank you very much for your comments, all your kind comments, guys and girls, and thank you very much for watching. I do read each and every comment. I really do, and I normally give them a like. If I haven't give your comment a like, it's because I've forgotten or I've missed it. But I do read all the comments, and I try and reply to as many as I can. And I will be back another time. But there we go. One pressure gauge. Right, that's it. Bye-bye for now.